And joining me is Marc Morial, the president and CEO of the National Urban League.
All right, great, Roland. Thank you.
So, Marc, how many years has the National Urban League put out a State of Black America report?
We've done this report since 1976. That makes this the 41st year. We've been reporting annually on the state of Black America.
So why? I mean, so there are a lot of reports, a lot of studies about why this report, why does it matter?
No other report, Roland, speaks with facts and certainty to the status of Black Americans in comparison to the status of white Americans and the status of Latinos. No other report speaks with facts as to education, unemployment, health, civic engagement, and social justice. And we think it's important when we discuss the all-important issue of race, the all-important issue of the future of the country, that there be facts on the table. This report is not spin. It certainly isn't fake news. It's just the facts. And that's why we're going to continue to report just the facts.
So you also have a measurement or an index, if you will, and so explain what that is.
So the Equality Index goes back to 2004, and the first sort of 30 years of the report, I thought when I joined the league that we needed something more definitive.
And you've been president and CEO now, what, 14 years?
14 years, going on my 15th year, and we created the Equality Index. So what the Equality Index does, it assumes that the status of whites is the number one. And that's the benchmark and the index. And then we compare the status of blacks as a percentage of one or greater than one, depending on the issue. So for example, let's take something like home ownership. If 100% of white Americans, this is a hypothetical, owned their homes, and that represented the number one, and 40% of Black Americans own their own homes, then the index number for home ownership would be 40%. That's fundamentally how the index works. So now, in 2017, the index number is about 72.5% for Black Americans overall when looking at 300 sets of data across the board. For Hispanics or Latinos, it's approximately 78%. So within that, some numbers move up, some numbers move down. We can track relative success. But on an overall basis, the gap is still significant, and it continues to this day.
Well, that's certainly one of the issues we'll be talking about.